Two.
Hi guys, today I'm really excited about my guests. We don't have tea, we don't have treats, but that's okay because we got me and my lovely guest today, Miss Whitaker.
Hello.
She is a clinical therapist, and we're here to talk about her style. When I first met you, you had this amazing outfit. It's really cute, like page boy hat, really cute glasses. Like you were doing it. And I think my question was, do you dress like this all the time? It was so fly. But today she has on this amazing sequence top with this fur jacket that I'd love to steal. But I'm nice, so I'll just ask her, can I borrow it later? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for coming. How was your day?
It was good. I'm getting ready for vacation, so it's kind of busy.
Yes.
So I'm going to New Orleans tomorrow.
Good. You're leaving like this pretty cool weather to go to like awesome weather.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yes. Be jealous. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm going actually for a conference,
Okay.
American Counseling Association conference. So do some networking, but hopefully just have some fun around town in the evening.
Yes. I mean, as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done New Orleans, so I'm super, super jealous because food and, fun, that makes drinks. I need to experience that, and I'm thinking about Essence Fest.
Yeah, it's an experience.
I've heard.
It's an experience.
I've heard everybody says that, so I'm going to make it there.
Yeah, it's good.
So I could talk about the fashion. So Essence Fest, hey. So let's talk about your style. Where are you from?
I am from the DC metropolitan area. So I was raised in Capitol Heights,
Okay.
District Heights, Maryland. So I went to PG County Public Schools. You know, I'm a Beltway Bama. And I moved to DC as an adult with my children and my ex-husband, and we lived in DC for 12 years.
Nice.
And I wanted to change the scenery.
Where'd you live?
I lived on 17th and D, right
Okay.
by DC General Hospital.
Okay.
In the, jail.
Cool.
Yeah, in Capitol Hill.
This is extended.
Extended, so I lived there for 12 years, worked in the city and things like that. My kids went to school in the city. And then, out of divorce and things like that, I decided to move to Southern Maryland. So I currently live in Indian Head.
Girl, you live hard.
Indian Head, Maryland.
We're gonna have to get like our passports and our plane tickets together just to visit you. But it's okay because we love you.
It's a nice vacation spot. You just want to get away
Yes.
from the city. It's cool. It's nice and quiet.
Are
I
there
like the
enough
food.
beach chairs for me to like lay out?
I got
and
you.
Yes,
I got you.
That's what I want. Okay, so growing up in PG County, schools, what was your style like?
So my style was kind of, I remember like really wanting to fit in with what everybody else wore.
Okay.
So my style was pretty much what everybody else was wearing.
Okay.
I know my parents, it was a lot of us. So my parents didn't have a lot of money to keep up a lot with a lot of the trends and the name brands and things like that. So I would, kind of improvise sometimes. I do remember one of the things that I loved doing was wearing mismatched socks.
Okay.
I loved wearing mismatched socks, and I like bright colors.
Okay.
So I was the one who would wear the fluorescent yellow or the pink or the
Okay.
orange. And what's interesting about it, I think, is that I would kind of dumb my style down a little bit, to kind of fit in. I would see things like, oh, I would probably wear this with that or want to mix patterns up. But, back in the day, matchy was everything.
Yes.
Matchy was everything, so I kind of kept it to the socks. So my
Okay.
socks would be mismatched, but everything else would be status quo.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of like,
Okay. We as women don't often want to tell our age.
oh, I don't mind at all.
Okay. So when were you in school?
So I graduated from school in 1993.
Okay.
So I was in Largo High School
Okay.
from 89 to 93. So yeah.
That was a good couple of good years.
The music,
Yes.
like the hairstyles, the handbag, like that was just such a good time.
Yes,
That's
it
my happy
was.
place. The 90s is my happy place.
Okay, so I think almost everybody that has something to do with the show loves the 90s.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, I couldn't really do much because I was a kid. So it was really hard, but like the 90s for fashion and music was such a rich point that I'm not even surprised that the kids nowadays are going back to that. And we get a chance to kind of live out those dreams of like, oh my gosh, my older cousin or my big sister or somebody, I want to look like her.
Yeah.
So I definitely remember like my cousins. There's like this really funny picture. My cousin and her best friend did their personality pictures. And they did the mismatched socks. And I think one was green, one was orange. And it was just like, we talk about this all the time. I'm like, that y'all was so fly.
It was fun. It was fun.
So,
I remember having Reebok Classics. And I had a red pair, a black pair, and a white pair. And I think around that time, me and my sister were wearing the same size shoes.
Okay.
So we kind of shared them. So I would wear a red pair, one red shoe and one white shoe, or one black shoe and one white shoe.
Yes.
I love doing stuff like that.
I love that.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like that.
So how was your hair then?
So back then, I really, surprisingly enough, I rocked a bob wig a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that was like, and I put the little, behind my ear. I love the little bob wigs and the bamboo earrings. But I would wear the bob wigs. But primarily, I would wear a really tight ponytail.
Okay.
Ponytail just so neat and tight. So I would wear ponytails and stuff like that. And then I had a wrap. I wear my hair in a wrap little situation on the side. Yes. It was the most, but it worked.
No, that's dope. That is dope. I'm over here like almost fangirling because nobody yet has been on the show that has like given me this like, yeah, like I had this time period. Everybody on the show pretty much is around my age. Okay. So we're like, the end of the 90s. Oh. We're kind of like our high school years and things like that. So we missed out on all the really awesome times. Yes. Okay.
The hammer pants. The patent leather shoes with the ribbon shoestrings. Yes. Like, it was everything.
I love ribbons in my shoes. That's my shoestrings now. So I'm over here like, this is my life now. So how did you transition from this 90s style? Like when you went to college, what was your style then?
I cannot remember. So I think I would really say in college, I tried to wear things that accentuated my butt and my legs. I had very long legs and I had a nice size bottom. So I would wear tight pants. And I remember wearing short shorts, even if they were wool shorts. Like I remember my favorite pair of shorts, like a wool pair of shorts that were plaid. And I wear some tights with a little block heel shoe and a little white shirt. Yes, like I would wear things like that. But I don't think that I could really say that was like a big fashion time for me. Like in college, I didn't care that much. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like trying to get through. Okay. But I think I remember high school more than anything. But college was just like.
What school did you go to?
Went to Bowie State University. Okay. BSU Bulldog.
I've been on Bowie's campus. Very interesting fashion. But today she has on this amazing sequence top with this fur jacket that I'd love to steal. But I'm nice, so I'll just ask her, can I borrow it later?
Bowie was kind of like PG County Schools extended. Okay. It was half the people came from PG County Public Schools, so the style was pretty consistent with
Yeah.
what everybody else was
In the
wearing.
area.
And then we had people from Baltimore, so it was
Okay.
half DC, Maryland, Virginia, and then Baltimore.
Okay.
So it was pretty much the same, but I really didn't care much about it. I would wear pajamas, like it wasn't a big deal, you know. So.
Okay. So transitioning into studying for therapy and then getting a job, what was your style then?
So what's interesting is when I got married early.
Okay.
So I started working early, and back then we were told don't do too much. Like, not even have long nails, don't have like bright colors, don't wear large earrings. You don't want to, do too much. You just kind of want it to be professional.
Right.
You had to do certain things
Right.
and wear certain things and be a certain way. So, I mean, I was to the T, pantyhose, flat shoes, skirts that went past my knees. Like, I was very conservative.
Okay.
So I think with being married early and adopting this, conservative style because I was in the workforce, having children, style was not anything that I even had.
Okay.
I wore what I wore to work to get by and to be accepted in, the workforce and the work world. But as far as my own personal style, it was like none.
Wow.
Yeah, I turned into mommy.
Do you think that you lost yourself in that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, absolutely. It was kind of like, these things don't matter. This is what matters. Taking care of your family, making sure you get the job done, not making people feel uncomfortable, not being too showy. I think that just kind of like being raised in a church too. My parents are pastors.
Okay.
It's a little known fact. My parents are pastors, and it's kind of like being humble and not being too, too flashy and too much, because that brings too much attention to yourself. God is supposed to get all the glory. It's not about you.
Right.
So that plays in my head as well. You're a mom now. You can't spend a whole bunch of money on shopping and doing all these things. Your focus needs to be on your children, on keeping home and a family. You're in the workforce now. You need to be professional. And what does professional look like? And I was taught it looked like what I described earlier. So there wasn't a lot of, let's dress to your personality.
Right.
What makes you feel good. My clothes did not make me feel good. They were, dark. They were bland, very neutral. I mean, I felt okay, but it wasn't like I was walking around, all sad or anything like that. But it wasn't a lot of personality in what I was wearing.
Right. Do you think? Well, I've noticed that a lot of women, just variously, like whether they're mothers or whether they are going through some tough transition with work or just life period, like we get to a point where we're lost in ourselves, and I've noticed that fashion is one of those things that kind of pulls you out. Do you notice in your practice that more women are like wearing darker clothes, or are they wearing, I don't know, brights? We mask things in different ways. So
I mean, you have some people who hide the pain with, bright colors, flashy things, looking, extra nice and being extra creative with their clothes. But then you have those that don't, really, you can put any effort in.
Yeah.
It's enough for them to just get up.
Yeah.
And, eat. So they might not put that work into, styling and things like that. But some people will say they dress to their emotions and how they feel.
Okay.
Grooming is a big part, I think, of how someone feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure this out. I know for myself, I've used clothes as a little bit of therapy without even knowing it. I didn't realize it until probably like the end of last year. It's just like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm masking some stuff. Well, I'm just going to keep on shopping until I kind of figure it out. And that's my thing. Okay, we're going to go back to you. I just wanted to ask that question just because I thought that was interesting. You know, like you got married early. You also like you graduated college. You went into the workforce, and I think those transitions we don't even think about. Especially, I'm not a parent, but I know a lot of moms, and I've seen some really interesting things develop as they have children. And some people, you know, are up on it. Like they're shopping for themselves and they're shopping for the babies. And sometimes some of my friends only shop for the babies. And I would be like, girl, like, did you buy yourself something? And I found myself being the person like, well, here you go, girl, because you need this. I saw you eyeing it. So, and I've realized that some things, you know, it's materialistic, but certain things make us feel better.
Absolutely.
So, closing my thing. So, going from, when did you get back to, like, being this person?
It was after my divorce.
Okay.
After my divorce, I began. It's kind of like I missed my whole 20s. So I got married like early 20s, and I divorced right before my 36th birthday. So I was really nervous and really, you know, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What am I going to do with my whole life? What am I going to do with these kids? What am I going to do about myself? Like, this is crazy. I didn't plan for that. You know, you kind of plan to be married forever, right? So, I began really starting to put time into myself. And really getting back to who I was and figuring out who I was. Because I really think that a lot of identity development happens for women in their early 20s, between like 20 and 30. And before I can really establish my identity, I was already a mom. Then I became a wife. Then I became an employee. I became all of these things. So I had no idea who I really was. I'm just like, I'm who these people need me to be. I'm who society's telling me that I should be. But who I really am at the core, I had no idea. So that was really scary for me, you know, after the divorce, because I hid behind the identity of being a wife. Oh, I'm his wife. That's all I need to be. I'm their mom. You know what I mean? I'm this person's case manager. I'm their program manager. I didn't think about, like, who am I at the core. So it took some time to really develop and establish, like, who I am. So I began doing things like I started traveling. I never did that before, not by myself. So I started traveling. I started, you know, going out with friends. I started doing things like painting and shopping. And I'm like, I want to try different things. I'm going to, you know, try and see what works, because it does something to a person's self-esteem when, you know, your marriage ends as a result of infidelity. And I felt really rejected and unworthy and all of these things. So I was just kind of like, what does that mean for me? Like, is this a reflection of me? Did I do something wrong? You know, all these things. So I really think that played a big part in just me getting back to self and really looking at myself and saying, no, you are worthy. You're not responsible for other people's choices. It's okay. You know, you can wear what you wear. You can do it. So I had to build my self-esteem back up to even buy a jacket like this. Because before I'd be like, who are you to buy something like that? Where you going with that? That's not even, so it's kind of like that worthiness piece I had to work on to even be able to purchase certain things. Yeah, so it's a real multi-layered thing.
This is good.
Yeah.
Are you writing a book? Because this is book worthy. I don't think that people realize the stages that you go through with divorces. But I get to explore. I choose things that I like. There are things that I have, and I think I like that. And it's just that simple thing. Like, I think I like it, as opposed to like. And I think I'm at a point where I should know. Like, I like that. Okay, right. You know, and I'm not necessarily. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? And that coupled with a couple of other. So when you do, just let me know.
I will. I'm working on a little something.
Still trying to figure out.
So yeah,
that would be good. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't think that people realize just so many things that plague women. We are the backbone. We are the nurturers. We are so many things, and then we have to figure out who we are. And that is, I love being a woman. It's amazing. It's also kind of like, little why, but you know, like these are good. Okay. When we first met, I asked you about, like, did you dress like this all the time? For me, my thought about a therapist, just somebody really to talk to, period, looks like me. And it now representation matters, so it makes sense that if I had to go lay on somebody's couch, it was going to be somebody like this, because that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good to see a woman that resembles me in a way that I, you know, like I see this fabulousness. I want to be like, yes, well, she fabulous. I can lay here and tell her all my business.
Right.
So when we met, you told me that you didn't.
I don't.
So what do you wear at work?
At work, I keep it very neutral.
Okay.
You know, every now and then I might wear a cute piece or something, but with the population I work with, I try to be careful not to draw too much attention and make people feel set apart.
Okay.
Of course, they know that I'm functioning as a counselor and they're here in a program, but at the same time, I don't want us to be miles apart to the point where they feel like they can't connect or relate to me.
Okay.
So I do think that I bring myself and my personality to the room, but I'm careful not to overdo it and distract from the therapeutic process.
Okay.
So I believe that where I work now it's a little different, but if I was in my private practice, I think that I would, you know, have a little more liberties as far as what I wear and, you know, what I bring to it. So yeah,
I'll be there. As soon as you open. As soon as you open, I'll be on the couch like, I'm just saying.
At some point, that may happen. I'll let you know.
When it happens, guys, you know where I'll be.
Yeah.
But no, that's good. I think I worked in the government. And so my thought process, I started at 19. My thought process was just like, I'm just playing with my clothes. And if I feel like wearing a tutu, they're going to get this tutu. I told another guest that definitely did not help with my upward mobility, but it helped me out. And so I definitely understand, you know, making a conscious effort to keep your personality, but separating the fashion of it all to, you know, take care of matters that make sense. Not in the government though, but because, you know, whatever. Take your personality. You there 8 hours of the day. I'm taking all this personality.
Yes.
So when you go out, what is one piece that you would pull out to hang out with the girls?
I like funky hats and I like funky jackets.
Okay.
So this is probably the funkiest jacket that I have. It's not usually this.
This jacket is dope.
But, you know, I like accessories.
Okay.
And I love tennis shoes.
Okay.
So, dressy shoes, that's hard for me.
Okay.
I'm a tennis shoe girl.
Okay.
I really would prefer to wear tennis shoes, even flats. Ugh.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I think that
The sneakers today are dope.
sneakers are everything. And I think people underestimate sneakers. Like a
Of
good
course
pair
they
of
do.
ones, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Different colors, it does something to an outfit.
I think that maybe my generation, well, the generation after me definitely appreciates a sneaker. Some of them I don't like, but whatever. But I think I remember, you know, like when I was younger, women in this area going to work wore their sneakers with their suits going to work. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, you look a hot mess. I used to hate it. But, you know, being an ex-government worker, like, I appreciated it. And I also appreciated the switch up once I got in the office. So they were getting all the funky shoes. But I had to walk to the train station. I had to get there.
It's for functionality.
It was
you know
functional.
I mean?
So that made sense to me. But I am getting more into wearing sneakers because, like, who says I can't wear sneakers with this gown? I can. Who says I can't wear sneakers with a tux? Because I can. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm here for the sneaker thing. The children are throwing me off now. But because their sneakers are so big.
Like the new ones.
Yeah,
that look
like the Balenciagas.
Yeah. And the Filas.
Yeah,
kind of thick.
I'm not here for the orthopedic shoes. I'm not there yet. Plus, I like platforms. You know, like, so it's like, these are messing me up. I'm trying to be 70s with it. And y'all giving me old folks home.
It's a really random style.
It is.
But, you know, just like I'm sure they talked about, you know, us in the 90s wearing the stuff we wore. I'm like, if they like it, I love it. But they look interesting.
I don't know who could talk about 90s fashion. I mean,
90s fashion is the palm.
That's what I believe it. Like, I joke all the time, but it's really truth. Like, my mom dressed me like her, like a mini version of her through the 90s. And I think my mom is fly. As a kid, I hated it. I would be like, I look like a grown up. And I just want to look like my friends. Yeah. They look like children. Yeah. I appreciate it now because, like, she taught me a lot of things that I don't even think that she realizes because I hated it so much as a kid. In the hair salon, we talk about, I think Tania talks about not being able to wear brown gel. Because her mother was like, that's grown. And I'm like, girl, I had finger waves
for days
because my mother was like, she was young when I was little, so like we're like 20 years apart, so she's very young. So it's like, oh yeah, you gonna do finger waves this time, you gonna do a French roll, you gonna do blah blah blah, and it's like, sure. But meanwhile, we're talking elementary school.
Yes.
You know, so I'm like 5th, 6th grade with finger waves. You know, so it's weird. But I appreciate 90s fashion so much. Let's talk about this next project that you're going to get into, the conference that you'll be hosting.
Okay.
What is that about?
So it is a Survivor Summit. Voices Carry. A friend of mine, Sadija, she has experienced infant loss. She had a baby who passed away, and she says born sleeping. And she started this organization, so she's going to have this summit for survivors, people who survive different calamities and tragedies, and kind of talking about how their voices can carry to basically turn their tragedies into triumph, and how to advocate and how to heal and work through. So she called me and asked me to be the mistress of ceremony. So that's what I'll be doing for her. I've never experienced infant loss or anything to that degree, but I definitely want to support her in it. And she asked me, and I say absolutely yes. So it does make me a little nervous because I'm used to speaking, but not when or to folks who've experienced so much loss. So I just want to make sure I honor, you know, their pain, their tragedies, and things that they've experienced to the best of my ability. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think a lot of people will be helped and supported. They're going to have different vendors there. They're also going to have counselors on site just in case somebody's triggered or there's something that might come up for them that they might need help processing through. There'll be people there to support them. Yeah, so it's May 4th. It's May 4th from, I believe it's 1 to 5, and it is in Laurel. so you can
So
have
we
it and
can let
share
people
it.
know.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing. I think that more people need to, we need to kind of focus more on mental health and definitely dealing with survivors of any type of loss. It's really hard. And I am a survivor. My brother was killed. So I definitely understand these things. And I wish that there were groups, you know, like when I was a little bit younger that could help with that. There was nobody. I felt like there was nobody around, but there were a lot of people around that had experienced the same things. But I know in this area, I feel like a lot of people have been super numb, especially to violent tragedies, because we've kind of grown through those things. Anybody in this area that is within our age range has definitely dealt with that. We've lost friends, we've lost family members. I mean, the end of the 80s was crazy.
It was wild.
The 90s was crazy too. But, you know, like it wasn't like the 80s. And so I don't think people think about those things. I feel like we all need a little bit of therapy for that.
I agree. I mean, I think that everybody has something that they're working on, that they're working towards, that they're working through. Certain things that they may be experiencing, they don't realize that they're experiencing. But what I tell people all the time is that it's best to figure those things out because you're a puppet to it. What's on the inside, it is going to affect how you behave, how you think, the choices that you make. So if you're not in tune with what's going on the inside, you really don't have a good handle on the choices and the moves you make. So you're in a better position to make those moves that you want to make that are more reflective of who you are and what you want to, you know, do or really represent if you know what's going on within you and you know, in tune with that.
That's good.
Yeah.
This is a little free therapy, guys. No, but this is really good. This is helpful. Okay. This is good. I want to come. I'm going to try to make it. Okay. So let's go back to your style because I really want to talk about your style. Talk about how you kind of got into you. So during the process of afterlife after your divorce, how did you choose the things that you like? Like, what things, we know you like accessories, but what things or how do things like draw your attention?
I think color.
Okay.
Color draws my attention, but also things that a lot of people aren't wearing.
Okay.
Like, I would be sick if I went to a party and somebody had on the exact same thing that I had on. And when I started shopping, you know, I was plus size, so I would be in Ashley Stewart and Lane Bryant. Those were like our only choices, right? So you go to a white party, everybody that's plus size went to Ashley Stewart and Lane Bryant. It's going to be at least 2 plus size women in there with the same outfit. It was a blower. So social media has changed the game for me. I have to admit, like, I've seen things that, you know, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't think of even wearing anything like that. So I think being able to see myself in other women and like seeing, you know, plus size women represented the way they are in social media changed the game for me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm aware so they can have new stores like Eloquise. Eloquise, like, it's like one of my favorite stores.
I love that place.
Eloquise.
I can't fit not a daggone thing in it, but I go in there.
Love it.
I'm on the site, like, what's new?
They really push the envelope.
They
you know
do.
what I mean? They really push the envelope, and I think that this new age of just really being open and accepting people for who they are and just really creating styles, fashion, clothing for all types of women and all types of people has really helped to, you know, help people develop their fashion identity and their style and all of those things because we didn't have a lot of choices before. You know, we didn't have a lot of choices before, so I think that social media has helped out a lot.
Okay, cool. So, other than Eloquise, what's another place that you absolutely love to purchase from? Don't give all your secrets.
Okay. So, Eloquise is one. Torrid Torrid is pretty good, but I like the like online boutiques.
Okay.
So there are different online boutiques, and I can't remember all the names of them now. But if it comes through my timeline and I think it's cute and I'm clicking on it, I'm looking, reading reviews and all of that. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I like ASOS Curve. ASOS is so. They have nice things and they have vintage things and ModCloth. Their shoes. Now, a good Mary Jane, even though I like tennis shoes, a cute little Mary Jane.
It works.
Yeah, it'll do it. Or like a cute Oxford. Yeah, a wingtip. Ain't nothing like a wingtip.
You look like a good Oxford woman.
Oh my gosh, I love Oxford.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I can see that because it flows with your style perfectly. That makes sense. Okay. I normally ask my guests 2 important questions. Okay. They're a part of every show.
Okay, I hope I'm ready.
The first one is, what would you tell a friend or a client, or just anybody that's trying to build up their wardrobe? Mm-hmm. What would you tell them, one thing or a few things to add to their wardrobe?
I would tell them to add something that makes them feel really good. Like, I know some people think, oh, I don't have money to do certain things like that. But I think that when we are able to put on something that as soon as we put it on, we feel different. Mm-hmm. Like, I gotta be honest. When I put this jacket on, I feel good. Like, I feel like, people might need my autograph. I don't know. But you feel different, and it's not in a, just kind of conceited way or anything like that. But I think that everybody should have a piece that when they put it on, it really makes them feel good. Mm-hmm. At least one. Okay. But also, like, those things that you can switch up, like that shell. Like, I have 2 shirts that I can wear a shell that I just love. One is white, but it has black eyeballs all over it. It just has eyeballs with lashes all over it. It's cute. And then the other one is like a polka dot. So I think cute shells is that you can wear that with a pair of jeans and a pair of tennis shoes if you want, or you can wear it at work with, a blazer and some flats. It's good to be able to have those things in your wardrobe that you can transfer and switch over. It's economical, and you styling at work and after
transitional
hours.
Pieces.
Yes,
I like that. Okay. Good. You answered that good. The second question is, how would you style me?
Oh. So let me think. Okay. Oh, I wish I was prepared. So I think that you have like a orange undertone. So like something like a salmon or a orange like top that's really bright and cute. But also like a cute little pencil skirt with some like, I would say some fishnets with some leg warmers. Yeah. And I like your shell tops with some shell tops. Something very, I take that back. Not a pencil skirt, a jean skirt, a little denim mini skirt. Okay. Yeah, I like denim.
I think this is cool. I'm gonna try to work this out.
Yeah, I'm not big on styling other people, but I could definitely see you in a denim mini skirt. But that color, I think that those colors would be pretty.
I might have to pull that out.
Yeah.
Like I think I have something inside me, but if not, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. You're gonna see it, and I'm gonna say styled by. all in my Instagram. Yes, I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. Like, you are so amazing.
Thank you. This is fun.
I'm telling you, when you write your story,
I'm gonna write it.
It's gonna be awesome because I think a lot of healing will come out of it. Just from the little bit of things that you've said here. Just getting back to yourself. Yeah. That's powerful in itself.
Yeah.
There's so many people, the generation before us, those women some of them are just getting into what they like, and it's amazing to watch, but I also feel a little sad. So to have someone younger be able to tell a story that would actually help us all, girl, I'm ready. So let me know. Let me know when the book comes.
Thank you.
I'll be like, please sign this, thanks. This is like just awesome. So I normally ask
Another question, huh?
Yeah, I normally ask, you to tell the people where to find you.
Okay.
They can catch you outside.
They didn't catch me outside. But one of the things, and this just came up earlier today, so I do have a private Instagram page, and it has a lot to do with the work that I do. But soon I will be in the process of separating my work life into, Aiysha world.
Okay.
So that page will be public, and I will definitely let you know.
Just let me know, because everybody's going to want to know. They're going to want to see all your awesome fashion. They're definitely going to want to get into your hats, because your hats be fly. I'm going to need you to make sure that you have shoe cam all the time.
I need more hats. I need more shoes. So.
Guys, she needs hats and shoes. Please send.
So by the time I have that page, I'm gonna be ready. All of those things will be ready. I'm gonna be locked and loaded.
Wait, I have one more question.
Lord,
I know, my bad.
It's all good.
We have a couple of people in common, like a couple of mutual friends, and so Tania was on my show. She has started Thick and Famous, this platform for women just to be who they are. And what does it mean to be thick and famous for you?
I think just to be thick, that's self-explanatory. I mean, I think it's something to be said about this new movement of just, thick, beautiful, voluptuous, like fluffy women. We out here. But the famous part, I think that, you need to define what that is for yourself. And I think that is what this journey is about, figuring out what it means for you. Whatever that means for you, that is what is your claim to fame, is what and who you are, and knowing who that is, and just completely walking into it unapologetically. And it comes effortless, and I think that's what really makes you thick and famous. What makes me thick and famous? I'm still figuring it out, but I'm really at a place where I feel comfortable in my skin in a way that I never had before. And I think that's huge.
Yeah.
But she's definitely an inspiration to me. I follow her. I love her style and everything about her. She's an amazing.
And when she gets this, she's gonna be like, I love her. Because that is who she is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna thank you again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate this. I'm gonna have you again, because we haven't gotten into like your acrylic painting. We want to talk about that some more. So you have to come back.
No problem.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.